Two men rode in from the south, a rainy autumn night, the sky above and the mud below. They walked into the deacon's bar. They were Mexican by sight, the sky above and the mud below. They threw a horsehair bridle down. We trade this for whiskey rounds. The deacon slams a bottle down. The two men start to drinking. Their hair was long and black, tied up behind their ears, the sky above and the mud below. Their faces were identical, like one man beside a mirror, the sky above and the mud below. Then someone whispered, "That beats all." There wanted posters on the wall, twin brothers named Sandoval. Horse thieves from Boquillas. Now the bridle and the belts they wore were braided gray and black, the sky above and the mud below. The color of a roan horse once belonged to Deacon Black, the sky above and the mud below. The fastest horse 4 miles around, stolen from the old fairground a month ago outside of town. We tracked but never found him. Now the deacon was a preacher who had fallen hard from grace, the sky above and the mud below. He owned a bar and a string of quarter horses that he'd race, the sky above and the mud below. Yes, the deacon, he could drink and curse. He still quoted sacred verse. He was sheriff, judge, he owned the hearse. A man you did not anger. The sky above, the mud below, the wind and rain, the sleet and snow. 2 horse thieves from Mexico, drinking hard and singing. One brother, he spoke English, deacon choirs as to their work, the sky above and the mud below. The man says, "Mister, we braid horsehair bridles, ropes and quirks, the sky above and the mud below." Yeah, that fine bridle we did make, a roan horse killed by leg bone break. He's horsehair rope, now horse meat steak. We cleaned him to the bone. Well, these gentlemen, they were ignorant or didn't know just where they were, the sky above and the mud below. The deacon's face grew darker as he measured every word, the sky above and the mud below. You horsehair braiding sons of witches stole my claim to earthly riches. Someone go and dig a ditch. There may well be a hanging. One brother reached inside his shirt, searching for his gun, the sky above and the mud below. Too late, old Deke had whipped around his sawed-off Remington, the sky above and the mud below. The twins, they raised their hands and sneered. Deke was grinning ear to ear. He says, "Court's in session, hear ye, hear ye." Yours truly is presiding. Now the trial commenced and ended quick. They didn't have a hope. The sky above and the mud below. Deke says, we'll cut your hair now, boys. You can braid yourselves a rope. The sky above and the mud below. The Old Testament, it says somewhere, eye for eye and hair for hair. Covet not thy neighbor's mare. I believe it's Revelations. Now the fancy horsehair bridle, it hangs on Deacon's wall. The sky above and the mud below. Next to the wanted poster of the brothers Sandoval. The sky above and the mud below.